This is Chris McDaniels. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE WrestleMania 38 Night 2 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Night 2 of WrestleMania Sunday. And yeah, before we talk about the first match of the night, which was really good, we got to talk about how WrestleMania kicked off. Now, we had the national anthem getting played and everything, and then we had everything going on, and then all of a sudden Triple H's theme song hits, and Triple H comes on out, and he was talking on the mic and telling everybody that he loved them and all that, and he left his boots in the ring. So yeah, it was a great moment right there. Because as we all know, Triple H has officially retired from in-ring competition. So yeah, Triple H left his boots in the middle of the ring, and yeah, that was it. So then we get to the first match of the night. It was the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, Randy Orton and Riddle, RK Bro, versus Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, versus Chad Gable and Otis Alpha Academy in a triple threat tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. So yeah, we get the match in the way, and it was a damn good match. If you have yet, go check out this match. Great match to kick off WrestleMania night too. Like, it was really good. There was a few times that Alpha Academy, Street Profits almost won this match. They almost took away the tag titles from RK Bro. At one point, we see Montez Ford jumping over the top rope with a front flip on everybody. And then we seen Chad Gable jumping off the top turnbuckle with a moonsault on everybody outside of the ring. At one point, we seen Alpha Academy hit their tag team finish move where, Alpha Academy hit their tag team finish move, which was the Steiners' finishing move, where Otis lifts him, I think it was Montez Ford, he lifted up on his shoulders. And pretty much it was like the electric chair position, and Chad Gable jumped off the top turnbuckle with a bulldog. Very nice. Pins him 1, 2, barely kicking out 2. And then at one point we seen the Street Profits hit one of their moves onto Chad Gable, which was almost over, where Angelo Dawkins picked Gable up on his shoulders for the electric chair, and then Montez jumped over him doing the blockbuster. At the same time, dropping Chad Gable, laying him out. 1, 2, he barely kicking out at 2. And then at the ending of this match, we seen Angelo Dawkins hit Randy Orton with with one of his moves, Sky High, which was Spine Buster, onto Randy Orton, setting him up for Montez's Frog Splash. But and then he runs out, jumping over the top rope, doing a front flip, I think, on the Otis, laying him out. And then Montez was on the top turnbuckle about to hit the frog splash onto Randy Orton. But then Riddle jumps on the top rope and hits an RKO onto Montez Ford off the top rope, laying him out. And then Chad Gable jumps off the top turnbuckle, and Randy Orton hit him with the RKO in midair as well. So yeah, and then Orton pinned Gable, and that was the end of the match. So yeah, the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, Randy Orton and Riddle, RK Bro, defeated Alpha Academy and the Street Profits tonight in a triple threat tag team match. So yeah, RK Bro retains their Raw Tag Team Championships tonight. And then after the match ended, we seen RK Bro celebrating, and the Street Profits come in celebrating with RK Bro as well. And then Gable Stevenson comes into the ring because, he was there for WrestleMania for tonight, and he was celebrating with them. And then Chad Gable comes up knocking the drink out of his hands and telling him to shush. And Gable Stevenson not having none of it, and he hits a belly-to-belly suplex on a Chad Gable, laying him out. So yeah, pretty good stuff. The match was really good. If you haven't yet, go check out the match. For that match, I'll give it 4.5 stars. That's why I'll give it a very good match to kick off WrestleMania 38 Night 2. So yeah, really good. So yeah, so far, WrestleMania Night 2 has been pretty good, and I'll see you guys later until the next thing happens on WrestleMania. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on WrestleMania 38, we go in right into the next match. It was Bobby Lashley versus Omos in a one-on-one match. And yeah, Bobby Lashley made his return back on Monday Night Raw this past Monday Night Raw and challenged Omos, and that's how we got to this match. And, Omos, he was working on Bobby Lashley, just tossing him around, beating him down and everything. And then at the ending of this match, we seen Lashley coming back at the end. At one point, Omos actually ran Lashley into the turnbuckle, but had him up so damn high that the back of Bobby Lashley's head looks like it connected with the ring post. So yeah, but it looked like he was okay throughout the match. At one point, we seen Bobby Lashley actually hit a suplex onto Omos, laying him out, and then he runs to the ropes, spears Omos right in the back, and then waited for Omos to get back up, and then hits a second spear onto Omos, laying him out, and then pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Bobby Lashley defeated Omos tonight in a one-on-one match, and yeah, Omos finally lost his first match, his first one-on-one match in the WWE. So yeah, that's what happened. It was okay. It was just to see, Lashley just body slamming Omos and maybe picking up the win. So yeah, but it was okay. It was, I would say, literally, this was probably Omos's best match yet, other than his tag team matches, because AJ Styles carried those matches and the opponents did. But for a one-on-one match, this was Omos's best match, I would say. I'll give this match 1 star. That's why I'll give it. It was great to see Bobby Lashley hitting a suplex on Omos and then spearing him and getting the win. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on WrestleMania 38 Night 2. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on WrestleMania 38 Night 2, it was a one-on-one match. It was Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville in a anything goes match, just a no disqualification match. And yeah, it was pretty entertaining. Throughout the whole match, we've seen some of the Jackass crew members coming through, like Party Boy, I think his name was. And we seen, Wee Man coming through. He actually body slammed Sami Zayn. Then he got kicked right upside the face. A lot of weapons was getting used, stop signs, tables, all that stuff. At one point, Johnny Knoxville got hit with an explosive suplex through a table in the corner. They brought in the bowling ball, hitting Sami Zayn in the nuts with it. And then Sami Zayn got hit in the nuts again with this thing where it's like a prosthetic leg on it, and it was like a machine, and it kicked him right in the nuts. Stuff like that. And then Sami Zayn actually brought out a table with mouse traps on it, a bunch of mouse traps. And Johnny Knoxville threw him off the top turnbuckle, threw that table outside of the ring on a bunch of mouse traps. And then the Jackass crew grabbed and brought a giant mouse trap, which should be the picture right now that you're seeing. And then, they put Sami Zayn on it and trapped him, and Johnny Knoxville then got on top of him, pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, Johnny Knoxville defeated Sami Zayn tonight in the Anything Goes match, or no disqualification match, tonight on WrestleMania 38. That's what happened. It was just there to be entertaining. It wasn't going to be like a crazy match, of course. But yeah, Sami Zayn did really good. He was really good in this match. I really liked it. It was pretty good. So with this match and everything, I'll just give it, I'll just give it a 1.5 stars. So you have 1.5 stars. Well, actually, I'll give it 2 stars, because Sami Zayn went through a lot of shit in this match. So yeah, 2 stars I'll give it. But up next, it looks like we're going to be seeing the Fatal 4-Way tag team match with the women's tag team titles on the line. Up next, looks like it'll be Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Zelina Vega and Carmella versus Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler up next on WrestleMania 38 Night 2. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So we get to the next match of the night for tonight's WrestleMania 38 Night 2. It was a Fatal 4-Way tag team match. It was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Carmella and Zelina Vega versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler in a Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, this is the first time that the Women's Tag Team Championship's actually been defended on a pay-per-view since the last year's WrestleMania, which is ridiculous. So yeah, that tells you how much WWE cares about the women's tag titles, even though all their tag teams just thrown together at this point. But going beyond that, let's talk about the match. And this match, it was a good amount of time. This entrances was pretty cool with Sasha Banks driving a car down and everything. Her in-ring attire and all that was pretty cool. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley coming out. Liv Morgan pretty much wearing a mask like Catwoman and stuff. Was pretty cool. And yeah, everybody came on down. Nice ring attire. And this match, it was pretty good. It was a good one. Every woman pretty much got their moves in this match. At one point, there was a cool combination actually with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, where Rhea Ripley was hitting the Riptide onto Zelina Vega, I think it was, and Liv Morgan came up with a backstabber. It was like a backstabber Riptide combination, which looked really good, but that pin got broken up and everything. So yeah, they never won the titles at that moment at all. At one point, we seen Natalya and Shayna Baszler try and hit the heart attack onto Naomi, I think it was. Yeah, it was Naomi. And Zelina Vega grabbed Natalya, pulled her out the ring. So yeah, you don't see her for the rest of the match. And Carmella quickly coming in, hitting a super kick onto Shayna Baszler, knocking her out for the rest of the match as well. And yeah, and we seen Liv Morgan pretty much hurt on the leg majority of the time in this match because she was going through an injury with Shayna Baszler when she was going after her leg and all that. So yeah, that's what was going on there. At the ending of this match, because it was pretty much all over the place. But the ending of this match, we see Naomi and Sasha Banks hitting her tag team finish move, which looked pretty good and all that. So we see Naomi lift up Carmella at one point, and we seen Sasha Banks run to the ropes, coming through like rolling on the mat, and then jumping up with a codebreaker to Carmella with Naomi holding her up and Naomi dropping down too. So yeah, like a face front codebreaker type of move onto Carmella, and then Naomi pinned Carmella for the 3 count, and yeah, that's all she wrote. So yeah, Naomi and Sasha Banks won the match, and they are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So yeah, that's what happened. It was an okay match. With that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. It was a pretty good match. It was just a little bit all over the place, pretty much, but that's what you can expect for matches like these. But up next is going to be, oh man, it's going to be a good one. I hope it really is. Up next, it looks like we're going to see AJ Styles versus Edge 1-on-1. That match will look like it will be happening up next. So yeah, first time ever that those two guys faced off 1-on-1. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on WWE WrestleMania 38 Night 2. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on WrestleMania 38 Night 2, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Edge versus AJ Styles 1-on-1. And this match, it was really good. I liked it. It was pretty good. This match went over 20 minutes for sure. Styles came out and he was starting to bleed. He was bleeding on the cheek before the match even started. I think what happened was when he was on the stage and he was like by the pyro and stuff, and when pyro was going off and stuff, I think it hit him like on the cheek or whatever, and then pretty much making him bleed. So yeah, I think that's possibly what happened. And then we get Edge's. By the way, AJ Styles was wearing a nice attire. It was pretty good. And then then we get Edge's entrance, and boy, that entrance was fucking amazing. Edge coming out. What happened was his theme song was playing, and then all of a sudden we see like these flames like wrapped around and stuff, and he's also we see Edge appearing, like the stage is going up with him and whatever. He's sitting on a throne in the middle of these flames and stuff, which looked pretty damn cool. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then his attire was pretty cool as well. And then we get to the match: AJ Styles versus Edge. Pretty good match. It was a good one. Edge was working on AJ Styles' shoulder, and Styles was working on Edge's back and all that. At one point, there was a nice move where Styles hit a superplex pretty much on the Edge off the top turnbuckle on the ring apron at one point, and then at one point we seen Styles hitting the Styles Clash on the Edge. 1, 2, Edge barely kicking out a 2, and then Styles had enough of it. He gets on the ring apron, about to springboard off the top rope to hit that phenomenal forearm onto Edge. But then, while he was waiting for Edge to get up, he spots Damian Priest. So yeah, Damian Priest was just standing there, not doing nothing. He was just standing there, just watching Edge, and then distracted AJ Styles enough that he jumped off the top rope to hit the phenomenal forearm, and then Edge hitting the spear on the AJ Styles in midair. So yeah, that's what happened. And he pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, Edge defeated AJ Styles tonight in a one-on-one match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. If you have, yeah, go check out this match. But then after the match ended, we seen Damian Priest get in the ring, and he pretty much bows down pretty much to Edge. And yeah, it looks like Edge got the tag team going on with Damian Priest now. So yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening, and yeah, it was a good one. So yeah, for the match and all that, I'll give it 4.5 stars. It was a pretty good match, so if you have, yeah, go check it out. So far, in my opinion, probably match of the night. So yeah. But it looks like up next we're going to be seeing the New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland, I think it is, in a tag team match up next on WrestleMania Night 2. Now, this match was supposed to happen last night on Night 1, but pretty much it just got, set back to tonight. So, yeah, that match will be happening up next, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on WrestleMania 38, Night 2, it was a tag team match. It was Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, The New Day, versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland, with Butch at ringside in a tag team match. Now, this match was supposed to happen last night on Night 1, but it got pushed back, so at least it still got on the WrestleMania card at least. So yeah, it got pushed back to tonight, and yeah, this match, it didn't last long. Even though it got pushed back and everything, it did not last long at all. Probably like 2-3 minutes, maybe. Something like that. But yeah, it was not a long match between these two teams. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods came out with the singlet attire pretty much for Big E. So yeah, that was pretty cool there. Before the match even started, Ridge and Sheamus started attacking the New Day, beating them down and stuff. And then Ridge Holland looking at the ref, telling the ref to start the match. And the match has then started, and Kofi Kingston had Trouble Paradise on the Ridge Holland right then and there. Pins him 1-2, and then Sheamus breaking up the pin. And then, of course, Butch kept on trying to attack Xavier Woods, and Sheamus like, chill the hell out, you going to get us disqualified and all that. So yeah, they was going all at it and everything. And then at the ending, we seen Kofi Kingston jump off the steel steps, get hit with a bro kick by Sheamus, getting laid out for the rest of the match. And then Butch gets on the ring apron, distracting Xavier Woods. And then the referee was distracted by Butch right there. Xavier Woods turns around. He gets hit with a bro kick by Sheamus. And then Sheamus gets out. Ridge Holland comes in. And then hits a finisher move onto Xavier Woods, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch defeated Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day, tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. Like I said, the match didn't last long. I'll give that match a 1/2 star. That's why I'll give it. It was just there pretty much. But hey, at least he still got on the WrestleMania card, I guess. So yeah, that's what happened. But still to come, later on tonight in the main event, we will see the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar versus the WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns tonight in a title versus title unification match later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on WWE WrestleMania 32 Night 2, it was a one-on-one match. It was Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory one-on-one. So yeah, let's get talking about the match. So the first things first, Mr. McMahon comes out to the ring and he introduces Austin Theory. And Austin Theory comes down, him and Vince is taking selfies and all that. And then, then Pat McAfee's entrance play, and he had the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders come out and, walk with him down to the ring, which was pretty cool. And then we get the match underway. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, and Mr. McMahon was watching this match for ringside. And Pat McAfee, he done pretty good. He was doing swanton bombs. At one point, he literally leaped up onto the top turnbuckle from the mat, jumping right up there and hitting a superplex on the Austin Theory. But then at the ending of this match, we seen Austin Theory lift up Pat McAfee on his shoulders, about to hit his finisher move, A-Town down onto Pat McAfee. But McAfee, when Austin Theory spun him around, Pat McAfee done reversed it, rolling him up for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Pat McAfee defeated Austin Theory tonight in a one-on-one match. That's what happened. And yeah, after the match ended, we seen Austin Theory get out the ring and was talking to Vince outside of the ring. And Pat McAfee, he started calling out Vince. And it looks like up next we're going to be seeing Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon up next. So yeah, that looks like that'll be the next thing that'll be happening up next on WrestleMania. So yeah. But for that match between Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. Pat McAfee done pretty good. So yeah. I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on WrestleMania 38 Night 2. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on WWE WrestleMania 38 Night 2, it was a one-on-one match. It was Pat McAfee versus Mr. McMahon. Now, this match, it actually happened. So everybody's, like, the rumor for, like, the past few months now, it was going to be Pat McAfee versus Vince. And WWE pretty much tricked everybody by saying, nah, that match ain't happening. Vince ain't going to come into the ring. It'll be Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And then we actually got that match, WWE fulfilled their promise. And then, of course, after that match ended, Pat McAfee starts calling out Vince. And Vince was like, all right, you know what? Now he starts taking off his suit and his tie. And then he was wearing the tank top and all that. And he gets in the ring, and there's a referee in the ring, and yeah, the match gets started. So yeah, it was Pat McAfee versus Mr. McMahon, and the match goes on, and Mr. McMahon's whooping Pat McAfee's ass. Vince is too old. I think he's like 76 or something like that. So yeah, he's way too old to be in the ring, and the match actually happened. WWE didn't advertise it or whatever, and then it actually happens. At one point, Vince was teasing, acting like he was going to kick the football in the crowd. And then he kicks the football right into Pat McAfee's chest and then pin him for the 3 count. So, yeah, that match was terrible. Worst match on the card, easily. So, yeah, that match. And then after the match ended, Vince McMahon actually picked up the win. So, yeah. But, yeah, after the match ended, Austin Theory was cheering with Vince, hugs him and everything. But then Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme song hits. He comes down, and him and Austin Theory starts brawling, and he hits a stunner on Austin Theory. Austin Theory sold that stunner fucking great. So yeah, that stunner was amazing. And then him and Vince, drinking some beer and stuff, and then he hits the stunner onto Vince, which he kicked him in the stomach. Before he hits the stunner, he kicked him in the stomach. Vince straight up starts falling down and stuff after that, and then he hits the stunner, and it was a terrible stunner. I'm talking about, this stunner was worse than the stunner that he hit on Vince the first ever time. Everybody should remember that one, and that one was shit. So yeah, this one was probably worse than that one, I think. Yeah, it was worse. I don't care. But actually, I'll probably say this is probably worse than the stunner on Linda McMahon. At least Stone Cold tried to save it with a backflip and rolling over on the mat. So, but I don't know. Those were tit for tat. And then, Pat McAfee gets in the ring, and Pat McAfee starts drinking some beer, and then he hits the stunner on Pat McAfee. And That was pretty funny there. Stone Cold walking out and Pat McAfee's on the ground outside the ring, straight up drinking the beer while laying down, knocked out. So yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah, it was just a little entertaining thing with that match and all with the stunners and stuff. I would at least give it a half of a star just because Stone Cold stunnered Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, and they both sold it so damn great, even though the stunner on Vince was fucking ass. So yeah, that was terrible. But up next is going to be the main event. It will be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar in a unification championship match up next in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on WrestleMania 38 Night 2. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on WWE WrestleMania 38 Night 2, it was the main event. It was Roman Reigns, the WWE Universal Champion, versus the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar in a title versus title unification match. So yeah, the WWE Championship and the WWE Universal Championship was both on the line tonight in the main event. In this match, it was a pretty good match. I mean, um, it was really good. At one point, we seen Roman Reigns spear Brock Lesnar through the barricade, which we've seen like a million times at this point. But yeah, he speared him through the barricade. Lesnar getting in by the count of 9, and then at the ending, at one point in this match, we seen Roman Reigns pretty much spearing Brock Lesnar into the referee, and then while the referee was down, Roman Reigns hit the low blow onto Brock Lesnar, and then grabbed the Universal Championship from Paul Heyman and then hits him upside the head with the Universal title. Pins him 1, 2, Brock Lesnar barely kicking out at 2. And then Brock Lesnar tried to hit the F5 multiple times. He hit F5 one time, pins him 1, 2, barely kicking out as well. And then at the ending, we seen Roman Reigns hit the spear onto Brock Lesnar, but Lesnar immediately locking on the Kimura lock onto Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was trying to fight out of it, but he grabbed the ropes, breaking up the Kimura lock. And Roman Reigns was telling Paul Heyman that he thinks his shoulder separated. And then Lesnar then picks up Roman Reigns, picks him up on his shoulders, about to hit the F5 onto him. Roman Reigns gets off his shoulders, pushes him to the ropes, and comes back with a spear onto Brock Lesnar, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Roman Reigns defeated Brock Lesnar tonight in the one-on-one match in the main event of tonight's WrestleMania. And yeah, he is now the new WWE Champion, and he is still the WWE Universal Champion. So yeah, he won both titles. And yeah, he was celebrating at the end, holding both titles up, and then, making it look like he's badass and all that, by putting his shoulder back into place and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, that's what happened. But before this match actually started, when Roman Reigns came out, he actually came out with the Usos, but he told the Usos to go back to the back area. So yeah, that's why they was at ringside. And he told everybody in the crowd to acknowledge him. And then Lesnar came out and he was pretty much saying the same thing, pretty much. So yeah, pretty good main event, not bad. I mean, this is the first time that Roman Reigns defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. This is the 3rd time that they have a match at WrestleMania. Now, I don't know if I want to say if it's their best match. I want to say probably their match at WrestleMania 31 was pretty good. It was damn good. But this one, it was a pretty good one. With this match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good main event. It wasn't long and it wasn't like short or whatever. So yeah, it was a pretty good main event. But yeah, tonight's WrestleMania, it was pretty entertaining. It was a pretty good main event with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Funny stuff with Vince at one point, taking the worst stunner in history. Even though he defeated Pat McAfee, which was a terrible match as well. Worst match of the night, but it's still entertaining. Pat McAfee done pretty good against Austin Theory. That was a good one. The triple threat tag team match from earlier for the Raw tag team titles was a damn good match. AJ Styles versus Edge was a pretty damn good one as well. The Fatal 4-Way women's tag team titles match was pretty good. It was alright. The New Day versus Ridge Holland and Sheamus, it was whatever because it didn't have long. At first, it got scrapped on night 1, and that's why I moved night 2 and all that. So yeah, it was like it didn't last long either, so it was whatever. Um, and Omos and Bobby Lashley, it was whatever as well. It was just to show that Bobby Lashley could body slam Omos pretty much. So yeah, tonight's WrestleMania, it was a pretty good show. Night 1 and night 2 was pretty damn good. For night 2 of WrestleMania, I'll give it 8 stars. It was a pretty good WrestleMania. Now, night 2 of WrestleMania had more matches on the card than night 1, but night 1 was still pretty damn good. It was entertaining. Cody Rhodes returning to take on Seth Rollins, Stone Cold returning into the ring, taking on Kevin Owens and all that. It was great to see Stone Cold tonight as well. And same for The Undertaker, which I forgot to mention. Undertaker Day came out and, raised his hand and all that at one point during the show. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Oh yeah, and Triple H putting his boots in the middle of the ring was great as well. But yeah, tonight's WrestleMania, pretty good. Now it's down in the books. I'll give this night 2 of WrestleMania 8 stars. It was a pretty good show, and night 1 was pretty damn good as well. But if I got to rate night 1 and night 2 together, I'll say I'll give it 9.5 stars, probably 10 stars. It was a really damn good event. Night 1 and night 2. Night 1 has some good moments, like I said, and night 2 has some pretty good moments. So yeah. Now of course, every match was never going to be like the best match, of course. Like we wasn't expect that 5-star match from Lashley and Omos, but Lashley done pretty damn good carrying that match. And Omos done pretty good as well. And of course, from night 1, you had Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, where it was like shitty at first, and then it was getting okay at the end and all that. So yeah, like some of the matches has its ups and downs, but the whole event itself was pretty good and entertaining. Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville was entertaining as well, which I forgot to mention. So yeah, um, yeah, but the whole entire WrestleMania for night 1 and night 2 was pretty damn good, like I said. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Vales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's WWE Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later until then.